Hello. Kaji has left the chat.
Whenever things update on this PC, I swear it really wants to switch away from the Elgato Wave. So
yeah, it does that.
All right, we're back on the line.
Yeah, there we go.
As well. Nonetheless, yes, we're talking about forbidden fruit. We're talking about creatures from overseas that we can't buy at home. Vehicles of various types. They've got a couple each, and we've got a couple of us have honorable mentions of things that we can't buy as home. And yeah, as mentioned, we're sticking to new products for obvious reasons. Yeah, that's the long and the short of it. Because, as we know, you can't purchase everything from all around the globe at home these days. It's mostly thanks to Mercedes. Thank you very much.
Hello, Dusty.
Yeah, so because we missed it out earlier, because my mic would just didn't want to play nice there for a minute. John, Chaos, both, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for being here tonight. We love seeing you. So, Kaji, I think when we were doing a little bit of pregame and finding stuff the other night for our sources and stuff, because I was helping out, we decided that, yeah, I think you should probably go first. You're the host, after all.
Yeah, no worries at all. My apologies for the slight disorganization this evening, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I was stuck yelling at traffic on the way home.
It was really amusing.
I'm not sure that Twitch would have allowed me to keep talking, considering how much profanity I was using, but nonetheless.
All right, hang on a second. Dusty says that he drives a car that is only available in Brazil in India. Please send us a picture of that because we want to see it.
Yeah, send a picture or absolutely. Even just throw down in the chat. If you have a picture, that'd be awesome. If not, just throw it down, throw what it is down in the chat there, and I will bring up a... Okay, here we go. We'll see what we got here. So, a Renault, whatever you want to call it.
Renault.
It's Renault. Oh, the Quid!
Oh, that's a nice, handsome-looking thing.
That's a nice little trucklet.
Yeah. Comfortable, just capable enough. It's got a good face about it. Yeah, I quite like that.
We wholeheartedly approve.
That's a pleasant-looking little creature.
It's tiny.
Yeah, now that we're actually getting a comparison of against something else. That's great.
Against an human. I love it. It's tiny.
Yeah, I'm into that. Which actually might end up being a theme tonight. We'll see. Kind of, sort of. Anyways.
Maybe.
Well, my number one is a bit of forbidden fruit from the Orient, which I was concerned about if we had to just open it up to any time period, because, let's be honest, they had a very wild period when they were in the bubble era. But nonetheless, my first one is from a coach builder rather than a direct manufacturer. You can, however, purchase one of these, or you could. They've closed the order books because they've got entirely too many orders. If you'd like to bring it up for me, please.
I'm guessing it's the RU? A exterior?
Give me a moment. I'll ping you with the name so that you know we're on the right page.
Professionalism, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Professionalism.
RU is runner-up. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, so we're going to go... There we are.
Not that one, but okay.
No. Okay, well, hey, that's the first one I have.
You can buy that one. That's not from the East, and you most definitely don't need to open the order books.
No.
What is that? No.
That's the new Acura Integra, but we'll cover that in just a little bit.
All right.
Oh, it is.
Buddy.
The one without any numbers a letter after it. So the date, then the date B, and then the date RU. Yeah? My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We did kind of close up on this at the very last minute. It must be confessed.
A little bit, yes. Or maybe it's just the way that I downloaded these folders too.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just that. Because I think since they were named similarly, they overwrote one another, and then it just became a big mess.
This is the sort of quality chaos you can expect from this broadcast.
Every time. There's at least got to be one, and we all know it. Yes to all.
That would be the one. But yes, nonetheless, this is something that, again, is built by a coach builder. Also known for other coach-built wonders and monstrosities as the Orochi and the Rockstar. As well as, if you're more familiar with JDM stuff, the Lysaid and the Vute.
This guy?
Not that one.
No.
Yeah,
I
that looks
swear I know what I'm doing.
That looks so bespoke and coach built. I've never
Yes,
seen
I
anything like
know.
it.
Never before.
I would love to say that I have it, but I don't think I do.
Hang on.
I have A, B, C, D, E, and then one that's
Yeah, you do. Hold on.
that, but that's old and not it.
Scroll up.
So that is B. Are you?
No. Hold
No.
on. Go back to Shop Talk. Have a look.
Oh, it's the okay. I didn't see this folder, so you'll have to excuse me. This is professionalism at its finest here. There.
The buddy.
Whoa!
Yes.
That's actually a delight.
This is essentially a coach-built RAV4. But being coach-built, it changes the appearance, I think, almost completely. And I'm very, very fond of Buddy.
I dig it. It's kind of got the look of an old Bronco, or I mean, it harkens back to that very 80s looking front end of just when the old tough trucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
they were going for the Blazer, as a matter of
Yes.
fact. And if
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
grab-
say that front grill is very GM.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's Blazer all the way down. Wait till you see the back properly. Anywho, flick through the next one for me. Yeah, they've squared off the profile a bit. It's actually panel changes. It's not just the grille. The bumper obviously is customized, and it's got custom skinny fog lights.
I like that.
I kind of like how they've harkened back to the 4 stacked up square seal beams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good look. They've used fairly modern technology, though, so the headlights are not just candles in jam jars.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit better than that these days.
Yes.
We've all had those.
But I mean, it definitely does look smart, and yeah, you can tell that is certainly the A pillars and some of the top looks about the same. But yeah, that whole front clip has been quite modified.
Yeah, the front clip and the rear clip have been massaged pretty thoroughly, and when you look at it from the back, it's pretty unmistakable.
Who did they take that photo trying to appeal to?
I don't know. But yeah, they've squared off the tailgate and the rear quarter panels so that you've got that look, and they've integrated like a piece of bumper cover into the tailgate. So you still get a full opening tailgate, but it looks like an older truck where you've got that high tailgate.
Also, my guy, if you put your surfboard on sideways, you're gonna make many people very angry.
Lose chunks of it at stop signs.
It'll be fine, I bet.
Probably, maybe.
But yes, buddy.
I mean, with some all-terrain TAs on there, it looks proper.
Yeah.
And white letters out, as you do.
As you
God
should.
intended. But yes, this is a Mitsuoka Buddy. They're again, a coach-built car, and the interior's got some minor customizations, but otherwise is just a RAV4, which is not a bad thing, frankly.
Not at all. Not at
You
all.
can get them in a prime hybrid with all the good stuff, and get great fuel economy
it
while
really is
driving
just
a Blazer.
It really is just a dress-up kit for a RAV4.
It's a coach-built one, yes. The rear quarter panels are actually unstitched and re-welded after they've been changed.
Huh.
But they have closed the order books because it turns out quite a lot of people are very fond of Buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure their shop's going to be very busy for a very long time.
Oh yeah, between that and the Rockstar, yeah, they've got more than enough orders. But their primary bread and butter is stuff like the Vute and the Gal U and stuff, sedan modifications. But it turns out Buddy has been extremely popular, so I think they're looking at more SUVs in future for sure.
As every automaker is.
Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's true, but at least it looks good in this case. Now,
How to start a fight or get a dog's attention. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, buddy.
But yes, my B choice is the one that's in the folder with B.
B, yes, I now realize.
B. Yes. The Acura Integra. And lots of people just say it's a Civic in a skirt, and I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, minor changes to it, but all in all, if you look at them apples to apples, that is literally what they are.
Which is, yeah, but that's what the original Integra was too.
That's true, yes.
With the extra price premium of Acura.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't mind, because if you have a look at the next one for me. No, not that one. Sorry. That's my bad. That is all my bad. You get a lot of nice stuff with your choice. There's, I think, much more integral styling. No, that was not intended to be a pun. I only just reeled the cheeses. Anyway, it's much more forward-looking styling, I think, and I love them. Like you've got a turbocharged engine. You can have them with a manual gearbox.
It's true.
Interior is nice. It's a big practical hatch. Like, look at that.
And it comes with a wiggle stick.
Exactly. What's not to like? Nice big clear instruments. Classically styled steering.
No. Yotie, they did the thing too. Look at the steering wheel. I just went off on a huge rant about this last night. A previous car I owned, it looked like that bottom section of the steering wheel should be able to pass through, but they put a blank plate there, and I hate it.
That's what Dremels are for.
I
dare you.
The next one. Yes. Just a really nice, thoughtful, airy cabin.
It's a
and
nice
in
place to
Australia, we are not getting them.
Oh.
No. So, all you Americans, you're very lucky. You get this, and I don't.
I'll trade you for a lot of things.
Yeah, we will, whatever you want, you list your price, and we will get you one of these.
Oh, man, I wish it were that simple. But yeah, I can't have one because they're left-hand drive, and we're not allowed to have them unless they're 25 years or older in left-hand drive format.
We know that pain.
Yeah.
That's what a Dremel's for.
You know what? With enough time and dedication, you can make it happen.
And enough cut-off wheels.
Oh, boy. That is a lot of dedication.
Yes.
I suppose I could try and make a Civic play nice, like the Civic interior play nice, but anyway.
Yeah.
Do I sense a challenge? Modify a car with only a Dremel?
You know I'd be good for it. But
the word bodge comes to mind.
Just a little bit. My runner-up is something a little bit more conventional.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I don't have doubles of pictures in here now. Okay, I think I have it good. As I saved over a save, and
when something is so traumatic, it makes a coyote paranoid.
In Australia, cars are right-hand drive.
Correcto. So
we follow England because we were English.
Mm-hmm. Same as Japan, same as England, same as Brazil, I think.
Brunei. But Brazil, I think, is left-hand drive.
Yeah, Brazil is left-hand. There's only a very few handful that do right-hand.
Yes, although, weirdly enough, one of them, up until the 1950s, was Sweden.
That is kind of a weird one.
And
okay.
The photograph of them changing, the photographs from the day they changed which side of the road they drove on it. It's hilarious. Pre-war cars in France and Italy were often right-hand drive, despite the fact that they drove on the right-hand side of the road.
That's not going to work out well for them.
Oh, it was fine.
Oh, no. Brazil is left-handed. We have confirmation.
Yes. Brazil is LHD. But yes, this is my other forbidden fruit. Although I could order this, they don't sell it in the country, so I wouldn't get a warranty or anything interesting. This is a Corolla Touring.
Interesting.
I like it. It's a little wagony thing.
And specific, it's a little front-wheel drive hybrid wagony thing.
Ooh.
Yes, but you actually get a fairly sensible amount of boot space. If you want to wander on to the next one for me. Yep. Fold down seats, boot space. The rear seats in these are actually pretty nice. I've ridden in one, and they've kept that model for a couple of years. And it's what more do you want in a city car?
Yeah.
So as a runner-up, it would definitely be this.
I mean, it looks like it's that's the old interior. See, I knew there was going to be one in there that snuck in.
And yeah, they get a smart dash. Sorry about the small pictures. The Japanese don't believe in large pictures in photo galleries.
Only if you blur them.
But yes, glass dashboard, so you get your
I like
stuff
that
in the road
two-tone.
warnings on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that black and white looks good.
Highlighting the safety features of even if you can't, the car can see cyclists.
Darn.
Well, they shouldn't be on the road.
They're fine. But
Well,
yes,
that's a nice looking thing.
Corolla Touring.
Yeah.
I'd have one.
Yeah, I mean, if it came in a wagon format like that here in the States, it would be a consideration again.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least we are going to get the GR.
Yes, true.
That's exciting.
Eventually, someday. But it's also going to be priced out of our range. Not the R, it's the Corolla GR. But the pricing has gone way up from what the initial predictions were.
Honestly, considering they're hand-built, no surprise.
Yeah. But it's unfortunate because they were saying like, it's probably going to be right around with the STI 30, 35. No, they're predicting closer to like 44.
I didn't believe that for a moment because, yeah, like I said, they're hand-built.
Yeah.
It's not only a hand-built engine, it's a hand-built car.
At least the Yaris was, I know. I think the Corolla, that was the idea was to kind of rubber stamp it so it would go faster and easier in production, but maybe not.
We'll see.
Yep. So, Tam, coin flip between you and I.
Yes.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, let's go.
Which?
Let's go with the one that everyone expected me to pick, which is the wagon.
Yes, of course, it's a wagon. But
everybody knows that I love wagons. And in Japan, and probably other markets, you can get a Mazda 6 wagon. And it's gorgeous.
They are very good-looking things.
And I used to own a Mazda CX-5, which is the little SUV. And it was a wonderful car. I would happily go back to a new Mazda if I could have one of these.
Yeah, specifically because this one that we chose for you also has the turbo engine.
Yes, a 2.5 liter turbo making sufficient horsepower.
I think we saw it around 250?
Ish, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
That's adequate.
But a very handsome place to be. Lots of room. Let's see if I can just quickly...
they're very well optioned. They're a comfortable place to be. They also look good as a sedan. That's fine, but we get those here, so that doesn't count.
We don't much care about this at all. Well, there we go. 6 wagon. Good looking things.
You can even get it in a diesel, which is amazing.
Yes, and a diesel, not only just a diesel, but a diesel with a manual transmission, which is kind of a weird one.
But yeah, diesel cars in America have unfortunately had their name tarnished.
Thanks,
for
VW.
Multiple reasons. Well, and prior to them, GM.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to talk about that complete failure at some point.
Oh man, that was so bad.
But yeah, I love the look of that car. I wish we could get that here, but America no longer likes wagons. We just want SUVs.
Yeah, they don't like cars, not only wagons. They've not liked wagons for too long, but now just cars in general are going away. Ford has completely stopped everything but the Mustang.
Yeah,
Yeah, not even the GT anymore. You can't even get that. It's just, would you like a Mustang or a truck?
Mm-hmm. So
I'm glad that we get the Mazda 6 wagon here for the meantime, at least.
Yeah, jealous.
yes.
But now I'm going to surprise you because as Yotie and I were going through options last night, we both fell in love with a particular segment. And we're both so angry that we don't get them here.
And yeah. Here's the fun one.
I want one of these really badly. The Honda Step Wagon.
Yes.
What an absolutely wonderful thing this would be.
It's like you take a station wagon, you inflate it big and round, and here you go.
I mean, it looks comfortable. The styling is great. They went a little bit conservative on the colors, but I'm not mad about it.
No, not mad about it at all.
Except for this one, doors. I freaking love that purple.
Yeah, that's a great color. I would have to have it in the most ostentatious color you could get.
Absolutely.
Those taillights look amazing.
Yes, they do. The interior is like... I love the interior of the Air more because, again, I think we both agreed on that, where it's like, the cloth just looks like a more comfortable space to be. But that in general just looks like a nice cabin.
Yeah, it's a nice cockpit. Everything's nicely laid out. It's clean. It's intuitive.
Very upright too, so you've got a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a very low dash line, so you would have visibility for days. Everybody gets armrest. That's pretty awesome.
Except for in the back, but and they'll be fine. But you get captain's chairs in the middle, and I think that also has that sliding track system where you can even make more room and go further towards the back.
Yeah, like if you remove the back seat, you can slide the rear seats, the second row back even further. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can slide the second row back to the point where it starts behind the door. Yeah.
Which they're really just a very, very nice thing.
Yeah, but
I love the climate control right there. That's perfect.
We absolutely fell in love with this K-van segment, and I'm really
this isn't
mad.
A K-van.
It's not a K.
Well,
they are large.
Yeah, this is the full size. This is the big boy. Your other choice, that was a little bit of a throw off, though. That would fall into the K segment.
My final runner-up. And just because I love the funky styling, and it's a tiny little van, it's a box.
Boop.
Look at it.
The Subaru Chiffon.
I love it so much.
Oh man, they're wild. Hey, like it's just they're just eventually going to end up maximizing the box all the way out to the K dimensions in all directions.
And I love that Domokun front grille. Bah!
Yeah. Chiffon-kun.
Yeah, it's a smart looking little thing. It is tiny and all the way out. The wheels all the way out to the extreme corners.
Yeah.
But thinking about it in a practical sense, for my commute and my daily use every day, that would be the perfect vehicle for me. I would absolutely love to have one of these.
What's fun about these too is you can get them in a hybrid, which was their way of getting around the power restrictions, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I know this for a reason, and we'll find out soon.
But why can't we have these cool little vans here in America? They would be perfect for most people.
For what most people do on a daily basis, yes.
But you need to sell them a truck for all that freedom they farm, with apologies to Ryan.
Ugh.
But my sudden attraction to these little vanlets has actually made me reconsider taking a look at the Nissan Cube, and I'm kind of mad about that.
Not only that, or just the other one that got the closest to this segment, which would have been the old XBs.
Yep.
Yeah. The XB.
I've always been a fan of the XB, though, the little rocket toaster. Who walks like that?
People in adverts, of course.
It's
But
like
I mean-
women laughing at salad.
But no, this is just tons of fun.
I love that there are
Yeah.
so many stock photos of ladies laughing at salads.
That is an entire segment. Just
Yeah, and it's a segment that we don't get, and I'm furious about it, especially when you look at the MSRP.
oh yeah, the amount that these things cost is just ridiculous.
Yeah, like we spent some time converting the prices of some of these things from yen to freedom bucks, and we were legitimately upset at how cheap they are.
So your standard model is 1,386,000 yen. So 1,386,000, just under 10 grand for an entry level.
For a brand new car with a warranty.
I mean, some of
That
these we were
makes
looking
me-
at also had like lots of options too. Like there was the auto start stop. There was heated seats in some of them. There was the road detail, like the crash detection. Like they were well equipped. Electric
Yeah, very
windows,
well
all that stuff.
And it makes me want to flip a table that we don't get these.
It's like that, isn't it? The those little. It's when I was younger. It was always, why can't we have mid-range sedans just loaded with options like were really common in the United States? Because those just didn't happen here. I've since figured out why I don't actually want them, but that's not the point.
Yeah. Well, and the first people to raise an uproar about gas prices here in the United States are the people with the big stonking huge SUVs that don't need them, that would do just fine with one of these little things.
Like that
That
car.
would get-
Sorry.
Well, this thing would get 11 million miles to the gallon. You'd only need to fill it up once a month.
They're about
And-
5.5 liters per 100k on the highway.
Okay, in English, please.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
I'm there with you on that one. These are fun, adorable little things, and
And
It would be nice-
They look so cool. And my
43.
favorite thing about the little vans is that the Japanese make such clever use of limited space.
it's true.
43 miles to the gallon, by the way.
Oh,
That's sufficient.
yeah.
I would probably literally have to fill that once a month.
Probably.
I don't know. They've got a small fuel tank, but yeah, like who cares?
I think it's just the Americans don't really like city cars. Every city car we've brought for them has kind of just been a lukewarm reception, but you can't blame them for what they get. I also think, as we were discovering last night when we were looking at this, if they brought this over to the U.S., they wouldn't ever give us that styling. They wouldn't have us with the big, like, chic razor blade mouth. They would only give us even like that in a watered down version, and people would hate it.
Yeah, I've tended to notice that people associate like the size of the car you get with the value you get in the United States.
Yes.
And to a degree here in Australia as well. But in Japan, because you've got that limited space, there's Corollas with amazing option packages, or Starlets with interiors made out of denim. Quite literally, like there's a Starlet jeans which had denim seats, and
Awesome.
you could get Starlets during the 1990s that had cruise control and dual zone climate control and automatic wipers and headlamps, and like here in Australia you'd be lucky to get one power windows.
But our exploration of this topic has caused me to legitimately want to import one of these little vanlets. It's going to happen soon.
At some point or another, especially with some of the price of them that are over there now. Like, it's going to be in the 90s at this point. I think 98 is the early or the latest, the newest year that we can bring into the United States. But even then, I mean, you can find some 98s that are well optioned.
Yeah, and I don't care. I want one of these very badly. Just, I don't care about the performance. I just love the practicality and the clever packaging.
All right, so what's up next?
Well, now we're moving on to some of my picks, or at least a couple of my picks, the two that I have. One is going to be, it was a little bit of a left field thing for me, only because of the influence that we were facing last night. The other one, the first one, is going to be, it's going to be on brand for me. So my first is, as I figured out, not just a Toyota, but also apparently a Daihatsu.
The
Copen.
Yes, the Copen.
This little thing is amazing and adorable. It's super tiny, for one. It's probably, I would say, adequate to around the same size as maybe a Miata, maybe a little bit smaller. Front-wheel drive, comes with a manual, hardtop convertible. Like, it's such a fun little looking thing.
Yeah.
And for those of you playing at home, Yotie is tall. I would pay good money to see Yotie try to fold himself into one of these.
It would be pretty comical, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be funny.
Would you like me to make it slightly more comical?
Sure.
Yotie, that's a K car. It's smaller than a Miata.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. I would try, though. For this, I would try.
Oh, yeah. You'd probably actually fit. The seating in them is fairly low because, again, being front-wheel drive, there's no drive shaft to accommodate. So,
but yeah, I mean, it would be the perfect little, one, commuter, and two, it's also a car that, you know what, if you do want to go and, like this gentleman here with the glasses, go and check out a coastal road or just a fun day driving, it would also support that. And it's a GR.
And you would obliterate Cars and Coffee if you showed up at one of these.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they would walk away from the AZ1. Who cares about that thing anymore? What is this? Also, that blue, though.
The nice part about these two is they weigh less than 900 kilo. They're very, very chuckable.
And that would be the fun of it, is this, it would probably become like, you know what, let's just go do an autocross just to see what will happen. As I'm sure
and then park it
fling.
And then park it in a motorcycle spot.
Very nearly. But no, I think these things look, and they're hilarious to me.
They look surprisingly good from the back, hey?
Yeah, no, it's not a bad looking thing. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Oh, customizable stuff too. Okay.
Yeah, because it's extra parts.
Yeah. But no, that looks good from the back. So no,
they are a cracking looking little car.
Yeah.
Scroll through some of the parts. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, let's side skirts, front spoiler, rear spoilers.
I love it how it's just like it's a little bit lower. They all say they're a little bit lower than the original height.
Approximately 42 millimeters. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Nice.
The garnish. Come on, it's a sticker.
It's also like, that's like $60.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised coming from the dealer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here you can get a carbon frame for even more.
Or a grrr logo. Grrr.
Oh, you can have an armrest.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
can have grrr floor mats.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's not valve, by the way. That's bulb.
Yes.
Bottlebore.
As it goes from being kind of the orange tint to, oh, no, it clears it up. Which is,
Yes.
I can appreciate that. It's a small thing, but...
But yes, the Copan, fun little car. And the GR especially.
Yes. Which is what attracted me to it. Is like I was looking at the GR line because my first thought was, oh well, why wouldn't you? Of course, buy like if you're gonna buy something, buy it sporty. Which they've actually got the CHR. They've got a lot more GR. And,
I love that
available.
There's a Prius GR. Like that would just make Americans' heads explode.
Like,
I'm pretty sure.
What? Yeah.
What the what?
Land Cruiser's GR Sport.
Yeah,
I love how cheap they are
big
there.
boy. Yeah. Yeah, that the Land Cruiser's it is nothing to play around with.
Yeah. And the GR Sport one, which, a whole lot of options, some nice suspension bits, and it's 7.7 million yen. Like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Or in a diesel.
Oh, wow, you can have a diesel one now. Nice.
Yeah. But that's my first pick, which is, very typically on brand for me. The next one, it's a bit of a weirdo. But you know what? I looked at this, and the more I looked into it, the more I thought about it. I'm like, this is the K equivalent of a successor to the Honda Element. That is precisely what this is. It's a car you can hose out. The Spacia Gear.
Yes.
With dog.
Now with 100% more dog.
But no, this is in that same vein of little like K-car vans. It's got an adorable little face to it. It still kind of has that little bit of like, I might be capable.
You don't want that one because the Husky's been in it, so part of the steering will be...
There's going to be things missing, chewed off, and whatever else.
And it's just full of fur.
Yes. But the other part of this is Suzuki makes so many accessories for these things.
Yeah.
Like, there's tons of stuff you can actually do with it. It's fairly capable if you actually want to do fun things. At least that's how they market it. And you know what? I'm buying it because it's adorable.
Yeah, the whole fun little companion idea for a van is a big thing in Japan. Oh, wow, that's actually fairly inexpensive for a hybrid one.
Mm-hmm. And they have the standard hybrid XZ two-wheel drive. They also have a turbo variant of the hybrid. Huh. So you can go real far.
And you guys have no idea how long that Yotie and I were on stream last night just nerding out over these tiny little vans.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got an idea.
And in the interior, again, looks...
Hold on, just give me that blurb line.
Yes,
oh, Japan.
Google Translate.
Oh, even... Trust me, without Google Translate, that'd be pretty similar. Like, Japan loves the whole kimochi, the whole feelings through words thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But that's
your own secret base that makes you dance every time you ride.
Like, I love the top of the glove box looking like the top of a jerry can. That's fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it harkened back to. Is like, okay, yeah, even the more waterproof or the resistant kind of seats, the fact that there's hard floors, they're showing all this stuff off. Like, yeah, no, this what this is it looks like a tiny Honda Element. Yeah, a dog
and more
mid-shake.
dog.
Wet luggage and muddy luggage are fine. 2 people plus big luggage.
And you get a tray table in the back seat.
That's what you want.
How good is this, though?
And you can sleep in it.
Lay down all your seats. Yeah. Lay down all your seats and just kind of chill out for a while in a nice, cozy area. Lots of spaces for storage, lots of power points.
That's always a nice thing. And it's just such a really good use of space inside those guys.
Yes. I mean,
we found one of these that came equipped with bunk beds.
Yes, they bunk bed setup. I forget which model it was, but yeah, one of them had like an aftermarket, like, yep, throw it back and 2 people could sleep inside here. Well, why?
Why?
Why not?
It was one of those things we actually ended up with a question like, how many people in Japan are sleeping in their cars?
At holiday spots, it's actually fairly common. So you've got an awful lot of options in terms of sleeping in cars and vans and things. Bold black.
Okay,
seating
well,
arrangements.
that being said, shall we shift to our segment of Kaji Explains Japan?
Yes, actually. Let me bring that up. It was the base.
So, we are now going to... We found this thing, and it made us wonder, who was this car designed for, and why?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But wait,
That.
it has a desk in the back. Who is working out of their back of their car?
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Why does this exist?
Actually, it has multiple modes. Lower,
Front, rear
middle,
split.
upper, and front and rear split.
I
So this
guess
very
they're going
studious
after the-
gentleman here on his laptop.
Yeah.
You can make a bread
like you
store.
Oh, that's cool. I guess they're going after people who work out of their car, which is not uncommon.
Well, could you explain that? Like, how many people are working out of their car in Japan? Also, more dog.
Lots of dog.
Dogs just be like, I'm going to eat that.
No, he won't eat that. He is the goodest boy.
100% purebred. Good boy.
But yes, there's like professional people who go on the road typically end up working in their cars rather than working in a space at the place that they're going to. So that's not uncommon. Even in the United States, it's not terribly uncommon.
Well, I drew a parallel with like the new Ford F-150 that's sold here. The contractor version, the shifter has a motorized fold flat feature.
Yes.
And then you can fold the center console forward to make a flat desk for your laptop, which for a contractor truck, that makes sense. Is that what this is?
Pretty similar, except in a professional sense rather than a blue collar sense.
Step into my office, the Suzuki base.
I love how he's got a base sticker on his laptop.
Mm-hmm. Clever.
Base.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Go ahead. Okay. Anyway, anyhow, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's related to just stuff like people doing things on the road, like people do sales calls even inside Japan still. And having that sort of capability makes things a lot more flexible.
That's fair.
Unless there's a sudden rise of students whose parents don't want them living with them anymore or something.
Also possible.
Also,
and something else I just saw this one. Right up there
while
at the
we're
top
just-
behind his head. A shelf.
Yeah, storage.
Oh, you didn't notice that before?
No, I absolutely
Oh, man.
love that idea.
Again, with the clever use of space.
Yes.
My van has that.
Lucky.
But
I've only
I would
driven
like
a
to
few
take
that
this-
have it, but oh.
I would like to take this moment to, while we're talking about this, we'll open it up to anyone in the chat, no matter where you're from. What car is it that is not available in your country that you would like to have? Post it up now, and we'll look it up and talk about it.
Yeah.
What's your forbidden fruit? Let's
Yeah.
make a forbidden fruit salad.
Well, while we're
That-
waiting on that to see if that happens for us, if anybody has any of those they can find and throw up there, let's talk about something else that's finally happening, at least in one country, and I really hope catches on in many, many others.
Overdue.
Far, far overdue. French law is going to require, not just optional, but require solar panels in parking lots, which I think is just a win, win, win all the way around. Every which way you can go, it's a freaking win.
It's such a no-brainer.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you
Like-
could even have gray water collection, like rainwater collection coming off them with gutters. You're protecting your car from the elements, sun, rain, snow, whatever it may be. Generating power.
Not to mention, it increases the albedo of the area. Because a big problem with parking lots, especially in the United States and Australia, is you've got these big tarmacadam spaces where you've got ridiculous amounts of black ready to absorb all the heat from the sunshine, and as soon as it starts to cool down a little bit, release it right back out again. So you increase the albedo, you increase the reflectivity of the area, and of the planet in general, I might add, decreasing the amount of heat in that area.
Yeah, and in the US, where we have completely ridiculous minimum parking laws per square footage of building, I mean, you're just turning acres of blacktop into something that's generating power because only half of the parking lot gets used.
And not only that, it's an incentive too, because I'm sure whoever owns the property by installing these, one, you're just doing a good thing for not only people that are going to be parking there, but you're probably also generating money for yourself, because think about the size of some of the parking lots in the States. And if they all had panels of about that size, how much that would be feeding back into the grid, how much money that would be generating.
Some of the parking lots in the United States are just so huge, I don't understand it.
Insane. Like, just even local Targets, Walmarts, the big box stores. Not only that, I mean, if you think about, oh my gosh, imagine a theme park. A major venue like that doing something like this.
Yeah, that's only open seasonally, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you've got revenue generation during more of the year that way.
Mm-hmm.
And, never mind the TJ Maxx that closed 10 years ago that now only becomes a Spirit Halloween in October.
Ah, yes, the hermit crab of retail stores.
Hermit crab. I like it. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's long overdue, I think. Absolutely well and truly overdue.
Yeah, I wish more would catch on to this and realize how much of a benefit it could actually be all around. I mean, yes, that's going to be a lot of initial investment, especially for larger lots, but that's going to pay itself off so fast.
It might also do something to address the ridiculous amounts of parking required for relatively small businesses.
True.
Because people won't want to pay to build it.
Yeah, but again, like here in the States, we have municipalities that have minimum parking requirements.
I'm saying, like, it'll provide a means by which businesses can put pressure back on the municipality and say why.
It doesn't matter. It's the law.
Laws can change. You know this.
Not with our government, but that's a rant.
But yes, using them for generation just makes so much more sense.
Yeah, and I mean, even their estimates there generate up to 11 gigawatts, the equivalent of 10 nuclear reactors, without any of that pesky downside. Not that there's that much downside to begin with in general, given the amount of power that they generate, but again, that's another rant for another time. But
then you also have all these, tech sector, cyberpunk idiots that want, let's just pave the parking lot with solar panels with LEDs in them so we can change. No, that doesn't make sense. That's dumb.
Also doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But, it looks good on a CG render, so, that's cool. We can get investors to pump and dump this. And yeah, that, again, rant.
The old pump and dump. And not the fun one.
No, not even the fun one.
No.
Still technically PG-13, we're fine. We didn't reference exactly, we're fine. We're good.
Yep, we get one fuck per episode. Ah, damn it.
Well, there it goes. Now we're in trouble.
Now we're NC-17.
We haven't used another fuck.
Oh, no.
All right, well, we have come to pretty much, I think, the end of our content for now.
Yep. Unless anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, we
Got
actually
anything for us,
care.
folks? We're here. But yes,
Moving on, we'll
I
get some of
always
the other
think
stuff
it's-
started.
I always think it's kind of fun to explore what's not available in your country, so I think we've found some interesting results for this time around.
Definitely interesting, that is for sure.
And now you all are cooked on K-Vans.
I am totally in on K-Vans.
Yep, that's a thing that I didn't expect, but here we are. But in any case,
okay. We have a question.
Ooh.
Would you recommend getting an EV if I'm getting a new car?
There's a couple of things to consider with that. I would say look at your ability to accommodate the car first and foremost. If you've got the ability to charge at home, after all, that means that most of the time you won't be interacting with your charging infrastructure around the place, which is good. It eliminates that whole going to get gas trip from your life entirely and everything that entails. Probably the biggest bonus of EVs, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The charging infrastructure in your neighborhood, if you don't have the ability to charge at home, is something worth considering, though.
Yes, and there's also the consideration of the only maintenance you really have to worry about is brakes and tires.
Coolant too, but that's very infrequent.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of maintenance involved, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone tries to dissuade you from the EV market as, oh, what are you going to do if you're going to go on a long trip? I'll just rent a gas car.
Yeah, or they actually make it very possible. Like they've proven with a lot of the charging stations they have around the country now. They've gotten a big enough network where you can actually plan out your trip. And yeah, you may dip down close to like 40% battery sometimes, but you're not going to be stopping for very long, and you're going to hover between 40 and 60% battery the entire way there, and your longest stops are going to be a half hour, 45 minutes.
Right, which, take it from somebody who drove semi-trucks cross-country for 13 years, about every 3 hours, you want to stop and get out and stretch anyway. It's good for you.
That, and they are getting less expensive. Like, we're still in California, but we'll get the idea. Actually, let me change that to a more reasonable spot, because California is going to be crazy for these. But, yeah, I mean, you can get... I wouldn't recommend the iMaev thing, but use Nissan Leafs, use Ford Focus Electrics, I'm sure we're going to find some others in here. It's mostly Leafs, Volts Electric, or yeah, some of those. They're relatively inexpensive. You can get them on the used market, given you're also going to be dealing with the possibility of where have it thoroughly checked over and make sure everything's on the up and up. And you're not going to buy something that's going to have your battery be bad within a couple months of you driving it, but you can have a decent example for under 15K now.
And even if you're looking at a new vehicle, you've got a lot more options than you used to. For instance, there's the Hyundai Ioniq series. Here in Australia, we've got the MG EVs. You've got Leafs. You've got the Mark E, for instance. Just you're spoiled for choice, as compared to just a few years ago.
Yeah, the market's exploded.
Yeah.
So yeah, short answer, if you can charge it at home, absolutely.
Yeah. Hard agree on that one.
Like some 95% of your trips, let's be honest, are going to be underneath the range of like even a Leaf. So if you get yourself something with a longer range that can take it up to about 98%, it's no brainer at all.
Yeah, and considering that 90% of your trips are going to be those shorter distances, yeah, it's totally a winner.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that like slow charging overnight at home is always going to be better than fast charging at a high capacity fast charging station. It's just going to be better for your battery.
Yes. Also your patience, because you can just do it at home.
Yeah. Oh no, my car needs to be charged. I guess I'll go watch TV. Play a
and
game.
go to bed.
Yeah.
That's probably the most appealing part of an EV for me. That whole see you in the morning when you've got a full battery, every day, ready to go-ness, so to speak. Not have to worry about if I've got to go and get petrol and figure out when it's going to be good to go to Costco. Not have to worry about what other people are doing, whether prices are going to fluctuate. Just bring the car home, plug it in.
Yeah, and especially for somebody like me who loves to ride the fine line of what time I'm supposed to be leaving versus what time I'm supposed to start. Yeah, a trip to even get $15 of gas could put me over by 5-10 minutes, depending on what the pumps are doing that morning.
This is why I always gas up on my way home.
I'm usually good about it, but it also depends on, what the day's been like. If I've been out there getting my tail busted, then yeah, I want to just go home.
I've got a bad habit of playing fuel light bingo.
Same. I've got it down to about a science. Especially with the Forerunner, she is a thirsty girl.
My van's not, but I know that I can do about 620 kilometers in it, so I do all the time.
Yeah, on a full tank, about 340 miles. With about $40, I can last 2 weeks with about 12 miles to spare in range every other paycheck.
So yeah, we hope that helps.
Hopefully,
and if that's the route that you decide to go,
let us know.
We would love to see what you pick up and tell us about it.
Yeah, show off your new purpose. Give us a review.
Also, if you want a couple of resources on EV stuff, and you can handle the nerdiness that goes on here, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to handle Technology Connections. So go give his stuff a watch.
Yep, I was going to recommend that. Technology Connections on YouTube. He has an Ionic 5?
Yeah, Ionic 5.
Yep, and he recently did a cross-country trip in one and documented how it went. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a really fun channel. We highly recommend it.
Speaking of which, there is a nice car-related one which was relatively recent, talking about sealed beam headlights.
Right there.
Yeah, that one was good fun.
Yeah, that one. But yes, his complete beginner's guide to electric cars is a great resource. I'd recommend you check it out. Finding a place to charge it isn't too hard. There's actually devices which can take your dryer socket and automatically switch it depending on whether or not you're using your dryer. So you don't even need to get another plug wired in under most circumstances.
Yeah, I can kind of speak to that one. I would be very interested in an EV, but as an apartment dweller,
same,
in a place that does not provide charging stations. If you are a homeowner, absolutely an EV makes sense because you pay an electrician to install a high voltage outlet, and you just charge in your garage or your driveway. But for apartment dwellers, especially if you have street parking, that gets a little more difficult. It all depends on how the infrastructure is set up in your area.
So yeah, if you've got the place to charge it, no, absolutely 100%. Otherwise, have a look at infrastructure and options before you commit, but we stand electric cars.
Yes. And even then, if not electric, there are plenty of semi-electric hybrids that are out there as well that do great.
If you've got the place to at least plug something in, you can do a PHEV. It's worth noting you don't necessarily need a high charge outlet for an electric car. If your driving is limited each day, even a low voltage outlet will probably be enough to charge it up overnight for you if you're in a 110 volt area.
Yeah, if you get the limp-wristed electricity that we do in America.
Yes.
Unlike our chunky 240 volts.
Which to us is high voltage.
Yeah, very much so.
Meanwhile, that's 3-phase. But anyway.
Well, the only time you have 3-phase in America is if you're trying to run a welding shop.
I can get it hooked up here. I checked into that, so I'm thinking about it, getting it for a welder.
Yeah, please keep us posted. Let us know what you decide.
Yeah, come show your toy when you get it.
But with that in mind, we can start that with a wrap up and start talking about where you can find us and where you can put that car photos and everything else.
Where are we?
The easiest place, provided Elon Musk doesn't set it on fire, would be Twitter, where we are at the 710cast. You can show us your photos there, as long as you're not required by law to have a blue check mark by the time that happens.
I was going to say, it's already on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But there's fire and there's really fire. Anyway, yes, we are on the 710. We are on the 710cast on Twitter. We are the same on Twitch, although if you're finding us right now, it's probably self-explanatory. Same on YouTube.
Windows on Windows on Windows on Windows on Windows.
More Windows!
The United States Department of Redundancy Department approves this message.
Bureaucracy. See next window.
Yes.
We're on all the socials with the exception of the one that furries into its VR universes as the 710 cast. So come see us. Our logo, which you see in the back there, was made by Yagoda, same as the name in the bottom right-hand corner. Did it for us
link,
and helped us out.
Link in the description.
Yes, indeed. And music for this episode was provided by Walking Dog Music. They've got a constant live stream right up the top, ready to go. Just released an album.
Yeah, 7 days ago. Hideaway. Good stuff, too.
Yes. Looking forward to the next part of that one. That's going to be good.
Yeah, very much so. And that is all copyright free and DMCA free. So if you want to use it on your own streams or in wherever you want to put it, you're not going to get any copyright strikes from them. Or if you do, it's a grave mistake and you need to contest it. But they're out there for you.
When you make the fan cuts of our quotes, you can go right ahead and use their music. It's no problem at all.
Absolutely.
And if you do use it, you should plug them because they're awesome.
They are. Especially providing for that, all of us, for free. But nonetheless, we're here every week at the same time. Thanks for joining us today. And if you only came in towards the end, do feel free to check us out on YouTube. Our VOD will be up at some point in the near.
And not only that, there's other episodes you can go back and watch. You can figure out, the cars that we used to have. What are our credentials? Where did we come from? You can watch us search out project cars or all kinds of just manner of goofiness that we get into.
We're always up to something, and we'd like to show you every week. But nonetheless, thanks again for coming along and for hanging out with us, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thank you so much.
Lick the smash button, poke the bell, do the thing. You know how YouTube works.
Yeah, we appreciate it all.
And good night.
Good night.
Thank you, and good night.
See you.